this system revolves around money. Okay? It's not just about eating fresh, it's about supporting the farm. So we're all aware that in our current system, and you raise your hand and correct me if I'm wrong, we pay a substantial amount of money for food out of the supermarkets. Okay? If you feel like the price that you're paying for a certain food item at the supermarket is not more than it is worth, then you might find yourself in the minority, but I'd be interested to hear where you're buying from so that I can find out as well. Okay? This is a general representation of how the money flows. It typically begins with the farmer having to take a loan from a bank so that they can pay for all of their upfront costs. The seed, the labor, the processing on his farm as far as getting it ready to be shipped out to the people that are going to do everything up at the top there. So the farmer needs to have a capital. He needs to have some sort of money to start with because nobody's going to pay him what's bought at the supermarket until it's actually sold to a wholesaler that sells it back, that gives some money back to the farm. Okay? But we all know that that bank has to be repaid. Okay? So let's trace the flow of the money back through the system. You're paying a lot of money at the supermarket, but what does it really actually pay? Okay? Well, I want to hear some thoughts on this. Please speak out. For every dollar that you spend on food, whether it is at a supermarket or at a restaurant or anywhere else, how much either in cents or how much percentage do you think actually reaches back to the farmer for every dollar? 5%. 5%? I'm sorry, how much?
26 cents.
26 cents on the dollar? Any other guesses? No right or wrong. We'll go into it. Okay. I'm sorry?
Less than 10.
Less than 10? Okay. Well, there was a study that was done. 16 cents at every dollar you spend makes its way back to the farmer. Okay. Because of the system that we currently have. Because of the treatment that has to be done to it to meet certain regulations, to the cost of travel and all that. 84 cents goes towards what's known as marketing, but when you say marketing, typically the first thing that comes to my mind is advertising. It has nothing to do with advertising. The term marketing in this case is what we've talked about being a problem with the worldwide system that we're currently working under. The diesel truck and the driver for that truck, the mill, the factory, the processing, the storing, the wholesalers, the grocery store. And then, of course, there's databases to track all these shipments. You know, where was that spinach picked? What factory was it sent to so it could be distributed? Then what stores was it distributed to? That distribution system makes it possible so that when we have an outbreak of E. coli and so forth, they're able to sit there and say, you know, okay, it's these 10 states that are affected because of this one farm that had a problem over here. So there's a purpose for it in the current system, but it's a costly system. So here's an example. In 2008, they discovered that it was on average 67 cents for a pound of onion. When it all boiled down, the farmer netted about 13 cents a pound, or 19%. And then to add on top of that, because that farmer has to have such a large operation, he's got hands out there picking with him, that harvesting employee only earned about 1 cent for every pound of onion that they picked. Because that's just the way it boiled down. Okay? That's from CNN.com, a study they did 2 years ago. All right? And that's going to end up with our farmer being one poor guy. Okay? There's just no way that you're going to continue to operate a successful farm with those kind of numbers. The only way that it works is to have so much volume that you're able to stay above the red line. It's the only way to do it, which is why we've gotten our food system to the point that it is today. The little guys keep getting weeded out and broke because they can't even afford to pay the bank back, and the big guys stay just above. Alright, so how are we going to fix it? We go back here to our system, and let's start by getting rid of the semi-truck. Let's start by trying to buy local. Okay? By doing that, we're already starting to buy things that are more fresh. It didn't have to travel for a week. It was picked closer to ripeness. Okay? Because we got rid of the semi, we probably didn't have to package it very much. Okay? It got processed a lot less. So we're not just saving, we're saving money in a lot of different ways there. You know, less less plastics and all that kind of stuff from the packaging. Okay, if we're going to buy local, we're probably not going through anybody who's going to be trying to irradiate their food. They're also probably not going to bother spraying it for chemicals. They'll probably have enough of a small operation that they deal with it in a more organic sort of manner. Now, I'm going to get rid of this washing symbol in just a second, but I'm going to make a little funny here and tell you we're probably still going to wash our food because I don't think any of us really want to eat the dirt. But at least we didn't have to bother washing off the chemicals before we ate it. We just wanted to get the dirt off. So that leaves us with just two components of our system, the farmer and the consumer. And the CSA fix is bringing these two together directly so that the farmer can support the community and the community can support the farmer, and not everybody individually.